Hey, good morning, everyone. World Bicycle Day reminds us that sometimes the simplest inventions change the world in the biggest ways. And it being World Bicycle Today, there could only be one partner of ours that we promote today because he is the first person I think of when you say bicycling. He and I have had conversations where we compare, bicycles to motorcycles, and the conversations all go towards, safety and stuff like that. So Jay Lieber from Total Speed is our featured guest today. Today is World Bicycle Today, and coming up in a few, we're going to ask you, hey, what you got?
Hi, friends, it's me, Barry. Good morning. It is a great day to come together and ask the question, what you got?
Good Wednesday morning to all of you, my friends. Uh, my name is Zak Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, the Come Together Compass, and the Pact Podcasting Networks. It is Bicycle Day, and I'm losing my voice. Oh, you lucky, lucky people. A bicycle is more than two wheels and a frame, it's freedom. It is mobility, it's independence. It's the first taste of confidence many of us ever felt. Boy, God, that's true. We remember the wobbly starts, the scraped knees, the moment the training wheels came off, and the moment we realized we were moving forward under our own power. Well, for some of us, that power never left us. That feeling never left us. And today we honor that feeling. We honor the durability, the longevity of the bicycle. We honor the way it strengthens our bodies, clears our minds, and gives us a way to move through the world that is sustainable, affordable, and accessible to almost everyone. In a world full of noise and rush, the bicycle gives us something rare. It gives us space to breathe. The United Nations created World Bicycle Day because the impact of the bicycle is transformative. Even the poorest communities gain access to opportunity when a bicycle enters the picture. A bicycle can mean getting to school, getting to work, getting to medical care, getting to safety, and it's one of the simplest tools with one of the greatest returns. Look, one of the things that was left out there is how many times now are bicycles being used for work? You know, and in the situation that we're in, and I want to give credit where credit's due. Gasoline is going down a little bit right now, thankfully. So, good job on that. It's nice to see it back here in Colorado. It's at least yesterday it was under $4. I haven't looked at it today. Haven't been out of the house yet, but you know, but seriously, the that bicycle is something that really is able to take, and it can be the lifeblood for many people. I know Jay has told me many times that he does not like being in cars. And it was something that he and I both expressed to each other because I hate being in a cage. That's what we call them. We in the motorcycle world, we hate being in cages. And especially when it comes to cars. Okay, you feel trapped in those little cars. I'm a lot better in a pickup, and it's one of the reasons why I love what my wife did for me and trading in our little car for a truck. But you know, there is a sense of freedom there, and while I'm not a bicycle guy, I understand that feeling. So, this global celebration began with the grassroots movement led by Professor Sibilsky, okay, and his sociology class. What started as an academic project grew into a worldwide campaign supported by Sustainable Mobility for All. On April 12th, 2018, so we are coming up on 8 years of celebration on this, the United Nations General Assembly unanimously adopted the resolution declaring June 3rd as World Bicycle Day. 193 nations agreed that the bicycle deserves recognition for its role in human development, health, and sustainability, a universal symbol for a universal need. And here, my home in Colorado, we have our own reminder of what a bicycle can do. That is Jay Leber. Jay is the force behind TotalSpeed.co. He rides miles every single day, not for applause, not for attention, but because movement is his medicine. Because discipline is his language. Because the bicycle is the way of staying connected to the world and himself. Jay understands something powerful. When you ride, you are not just exercising your muscles, you're strengthening your resilience. You're sharpening your focus, and you're choosing a healthier body and a healthier mind. Jay brings that same energy to the people he helps. He teaches riders how to move with a purpose, how to ride smarter, how to ride safer, how to unlock the confidence that comes from knowing your body can carry you further than you ever thought. World Bicycle Day is about people like Jay. People who live the message. People who show us that simple machine can change a life. Simple machines can change a life. Sorry about that. People who remind us that movement is not a luxury. It's a lifeline. So today we celebrate the bicycle. We celebrate the riders, and we celebrate the communities that build safer streets and better access. And we celebrate the idea that the progress does not always require something new. Sometimes it requires returning to something timeless. I remember as a kid, I wanted, and you got to remember growing up in the 90s, 80s, actually 80s, yeah. And you had those mag wheels on your bicycle, and they started coming out with the riding pegs, and people started doing all these tricks with the riding pegs and ollies and all these other tricks that I thought that, you know what, one of these days I'm going to do these things. I never got to that point. I could ride the bicycle. It was kind of like roller skating. I loved roller skating. I was pretty good as long as I was going forward. If I was going backwards, that meant I was falling. Okay? I'm kind of the same way on ice skates right now. If I'm going backwards, that means that eventually I'm going to hit the ice. But the only tricks I ever did on a bike meant I was in big trouble and I was going to get hurt. So it may have looked cool, but it wasn't on purpose. That's for sure. So, and then when I was 16, I found the magical world of the motorcycle, and I've tried to get on a bicycle a couple times since then, and it just doesn't. After you get on two wheels and you turn a key, it's kind of hard to go back the other direction. The one way with the motor doesn't hurt your legs as bad, that's for sure. So, But I do. I respect the heck out of people who sit there and do this miles a day. I knew an instructor when I was going to Ames who rode his bike to class every day from Loveland to Greeley. And it wasn't on one of those normal bicycles. It was on one of those like sitting at the ground bicycles. I never saw how that was too safe because he was on the highway, but for miles and miles and miles. But it didn't matter 10 degrees or 120 degrees. This guy was on that bike doing that every day. And I never asked him why. But I would love to know what was his motivation on that. But I think I know, because once you hit Highway 34 heading west, you get the most beautiful sight, and your mind and your heart just melt, because it's a beautiful view of the mountains, crystal clear. And it's a sight that once you see it, and you've got that wind in your face, and you've got that openness in your heart, you know everything can be all right. Everything can be more than all right. Everything can be perfect. So if you have a bicycle, ride it today. Even for a few minutes. Feel the wind. Feel the freedom. Feel the reminder that you are capable of moving forward under your own power. If you need inspiration, just look to Jay. Look to totalspeed.co. Look to the people who ride not because they have to, but because they know what it gives them. Happy World Bicycle Day. Keep moving, keep pedaling, keep choosing the path that strengthens your body, your mind, and your community. All right, what you got for today is very simple. Give us a story. What you got? What's your first memory on a bicycle? When you were a kid, how did that bicycle make you feel? Do you still ride? Give us a story. Give us a thought. Let us know. And let yourself remember that freedom. Because that freedom is something that can return to you. My name is Zak Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, the Come Together Compass, and the Pact Podcasting Networks. I want to thank you for joining us today for What You Got. We will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is a little more of a somber case. We are going to be talking about the protection of children and talking about a wonderful, wonderful nonprofit in the Denver area. I am so sorry. I'm doing the worst thing in the world here. But we're going to be talking about kids and how to protect kids tomorrow. So please visit Jay at totalspeed.co by using this QR code. If you would like an introduction, Zak at communitypayitforward.us, Zak at communitypayitforward.us. If you're looking for emails, domains, websites, if you're looking for any of that stuff, if you're looking for stuff like 365, any of those things, they're available at totalspeed.co. Let them know that you were sent by Community Pay It Forward, and a portion of what you pay is going to go to a mission partner you love. My name is Zak Clayton. I will see you tomorrow for What You Got.